Welcome back to another edition of Music Monday. This week, we will be reviewing the rapper known as Mike. So to give a little bit of a backstory, for my last video, I had my best friend Dakota reach out to me and say, hey, you should listen to this song by Falling in Reverse. Ironically, the same day that happened, because that was via text, when I went to work, I think I talked about this in the last video that I did, but a gentleman that is a member at our gym, his name is French Golden, he told me to check out this rapper Mike. Mike, it looks like he has a very big discography, so I'm not entirely sure where to start. I remember French. I apologize if I get some things wrong. I'm going to go to the album called The Highs, because I remember you showed me that. The artwork for the album cover is exceptional. It looks like a picture that was taken on a plane, and you can see the sun as it has risen above the surface of the clouds. Now the problem is I'm just going to pick a random song. We're going to do one song today. There's no way that I'm going to get through the entire album. There's 23 songs on this album, so I don't necessarily know where to start. What would be the best song? I'm just going to pick one, and we're going to go with it. Based off of me scrolling here, I'm going to pick God, because that seems like a very interesting title, and it's not the full word of God. It's split up. It's like G.o.d. So I want to hear what he has to say on this track. It looks like pretty much every track on this album is explicit, so there's going to be some profanity. But I'm sure you guys can handle some profanity. I mean, we're all adults here. Let's get into it. We're going to listen to God by Mike off of the album called The Highs, which was released in 2021. No expectations here. Let's get rolling.
Always down to turn up, always down to take it there, always on the murder scene, always killing shit somewhere. Ain't no fucking off days when you get it, son. They gon' learn the hard way. Ain't that what they all say? Everybody wanna know, everybody wanna know, everybody wanna know who that is. Everybody wanna know, everybody wanna know, everybody wanna know who that is. Girls on drugs, they just wanna have fun. Girls on drugs, they just wanna have fun. Girls on drugs, always tryna find something to do. I'm hoping it's sweet. Oh shit, the fucking sun's up. Hey, when they come back in from the cigarettes, I got more to say. She never too busy spending. She never too busy to have a drink. And she never too drunk to get in. It's never too late to start up again. And girls on drugs, they just need a little love, little extra to get by. And it ain't gotta make sense in anybody else's head, but they prefer to keep by alright. And then they can't fall, everything they fall in love with burns right down to the ground. 'Cause girls on drugs, they just need a little love, little extra to get back up again. Girls on drugs, make us the wasted faces up. Got something to take it on.
I don't know why it took me so long to finally have it click in my head. G.o.d, it's girls on drugs. I thought it was gonna have something to do with God. All right, some initial thoughts that I'm picking up on, and I may go back and I may listen to this one more time for the video. But I remember French telling me this, but he does just have such a very chill vibe to him. Like, it just feels like this only took a few takes. Like, he's just vibing, he's chilling, he's flowing. It seemed like there was, I don't know if I could say a beat switch somewhere throughout the song, but it definitely changed its tone halfway throughout. So that's what I'm intrigued to listen to once again. But no, you could just tell this Mike guy, based off of this song, and I'm assuming most of his songs are like this, is he's just chilling. It feels like he's not really trying to force too much. He is being present, he's in the moment, and whatever is basically flowing to him, he's translating that to this song, which I would also have to assume, like most artists, he probably did some writing, but it really, I don't know, when you listen to it, it feels so natural, like all these things are in place the way that they should be. The structure of the song, the guitar playing. It says he's a rapper, but I mean, he's singing. He's not doing too much rapping. It doesn't sound like rapping. So I think this is just very interesting how this is set up and how he's playing throughout this song. So I'm excited. There's 1 minute left. I'll probably listen to it one more time just to gather up some more thoughts, but
It's fun till it runs out. They never gonna come down. 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 Yeah, girls on drugs, they just wanna have fun. Going skiing in the sun, and everybody knows. You only come around when you know you got some. Yeah, girls on drugs, they only want fun. Do what you gotta do. They never gonna come down. Just do what you gotta do. It's a long way down. They never gonna come down. It's a long way down.
all right, I am going to go back through it one more time just to see if I missed anything. Another thought that is kind of popping up into my head. I know this is only one song that I've listened to off the album, but I love if you're listening to a project or an album and you listen to a song on that album or most of the songs on that album, I love when you're listening to that project, the sound of it matches the artwork of the album, if that makes sense. Is like, I can envision myself above the clouds, looking at the sun, kind of, I don't know, just floating, just elevating, basically ascending away from Earth as we know it. We're gonna give it one more listen. How about that? How about that?
Girls on drugs, they just wanna have fun. Girls on drugs, always trying to find something to do. Yeah, always down to turn up, always down to take it there, always on the murder scene, always killing shit somewhere. There ain't no fucking off days when you get signed, and they gon' learn the hard way. Ain't that what they all say? Everybody wanna know, everybody wanna know, everybody wanna know who that is. Everybody wanna know, everybody wanna know, everybody wanna know who that is. 'Cause girls on drugs, they just wanna have fun. Girls on drugs, they just wanna have fun. Girls on drugs, always trying to find something to do. Come home next week. Oh shit, the fucking sun's up. Hey, when they come back in from the cigarettes, let's do it. I got more to say. She never too dizzy spin. She never too busy to have a drink. And she never too drunk to get in. It's never too late to start up again. And you girls on drugs, they just need a little love, little extra to get by. And it ain't gotta make sense in anybody else's head. It ain't for to get by high, alright. And it ain't get fall, everything they fall in love with burns right down to the ground. 'Cause girls on drugs, they just need a little love, little extra to get back up again. Girls on drugs, quick us to waste it, got something to take it, always fun till it runs out. But they never gonna come down. 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 Yeah, girls on drugs, they just wanna have fun. You'll see it in the song, and everybody knows. But you only come around when you know you got some. Yeah, girls on drugs, they only want fun. That's girls on drugs, just do what you gotta do. They never gonna come down. Just do what you gotta do. It's a long way from now. They never gonna come down. It's a long way down.
All right, so second listen in the books, and it's kind of more of an extension of what I said the first time. Is again, you can just tell that this guy is so comfortable in his element, the way that he's flowing. There is a little bit of rap. I could hear it, kind of a flow of rap in the beginning, but I love when you take a genre of that sort, a feeling of that sort, but then you mix it in with instrumentation. So there's guitar playing, there is somewhat of a beat switch, a transition halfway through the song. He says something like that kind of caught my eyes as very interesting. He said, "Oh shit, the fucking sun's up. When they come back in from the cigarettes, I got more to say, I got more to say," as if he's just getting started. But I love when a song can transition like that, from one sound to the next sound. And as I was trying to articulate after listening to it the first time, is when you listen, at least to this song, I don't know how the rest of the album is designed, but I'm imagining that it's somewhat the same as this song, is when I listen to this song, the feeling that it creates, it matches the cover of the album, elevating above the clouds, surfing on those clouds, looking at a sun, content, feeling joy, peace. It would be interesting to get his take. I'm sure he's probably already talked about it, but why he made a song called g.o.d, Girls on Drugs. Very interesting topic. It makes me think of just, my generation, but then kids that are coming up behind me. I'm 26. I'm still very young. But a lot of people my age and then behind me are, well, I mean, just in the world in general, there's a lot of people that are struck um, by being on drugs, and I think it's become more and more prevalent. You know, when I was in high school, mainly what we did is we would drink, we would go to parties, and I knew people were smoking weed and probably doing a bunch of other things. I didn't smoke weed until I was 19, so I made that decision. But I feel like when I heard about the younger generations when they were coming up in high school, it seemed like they were doing more shit than what we were doing. And I wonder why that is. And then you can take that a step further. You see this a lot of times, especially in the music industry. Actually, the reason that or one of the things that me and French talked about is he's a big Mac Miller fan, and obviously I'm a huge Mac Miller fan and have been for a large portion of my life. And Mac Miller made it to about 26 or 27, and you know, most people know the story, but he died of a drug overdose, accidental drug overdose, and I think some of what was laced in his drugs was fentanyl. And you definitely see that in the music industry, like especially rap and hip hop, is the drugs are glorified. There's a lot of rappers that will talk about it. And you know, I know it started out for Mac as like him just being bored, like a war of boredom, especially when he got to a certain level of fame that he did. He would just sit in his house, his big ass fucking house. And I mean, your job is to make music so you don't live like the regular person. He got so fucking bored that he started entertaining drug use. And, you know, maybe a little bit of drug use is fine here and there, especially if you're on a spiritual quest to learn more about yourself and figure out ways in which you can get better. But then there are people that end up abusing it. And so I feel like this is just my take is, you know, he's saying girls on drugs, but it seems like my interpretation is like a commentary on just a youthful generation that has been consumed by drug use. And you know, that's just something that would be like a heavy subject, and something that we have to be careful with. Is like, I don't even take drugs anymore. I don't smoke weed because it gave me a lot of anxiety and panic the last year that I was doing it. And I don't drink. I mean, I guess my drug of choice would be caffeine. I like to drink coffee, but even then I keep that at a minimum. I just like the way that I think when I'm sober. I like the way that I act when I'm sober. Maybe as I get older, if I continue to work through my anxiety and my mental health issues, maybe I'll reintroduce some of those things, but I think that's a far stretch at this point. And yeah, our generation and all generations need to be very careful with that drug use, because it's portrayed, especially when you're younger, it's just like a really good time. Like, let's just have fun, let's let loose. And again, maybe some of that is valid, but I would challenge people to think a little bit more strategically, because you know, your brain keeps developing until you're 25. The prefrontal cortex of your brain doesn't fully develop until you're 25. So even though you're having like a really fucking good time when you're in high school, early years of college, and then, you know, halfway through those 20s, I would argue that, like, you know, maybe we shouldn't even touch any substance until we're 25. And again, I think there's a time and a place for those things. I've certainly heard really good things about psychedelics if you're going to use it to treat depression and anxiety and PTSD. And for some people, like, weed is really good. You know, alcohol, I think there's nothing wrong with that if you're doing that on a social occasion every once in a while. But we have to be very careful with our drug use. And so this is just a very interesting song. Again, my take is it's commentary on, you know, maybe the times that we're living in, or maybe his experience of women that he's talked to. He's got a really good voice. Like I said, I think the biggest thing that I can take away from Mike in the beginning off this first listen is this song. It just feels like he's flowing. It just feels like he fucking walked up to the mic. He's in there, he's recording in his studio, he's playing the guitar or whatever, and he's just flowing. He's just letting everything flow organically and naturally. that's what I'm picking up on, and it's intriguing. It makes me want to go and listen to more of his music. French, I would agree with you. This is a very vibe-worthy artist. Again, based off of this song, it just makes you want to like sit back and chill. And again, I love the artwork. So props to Mike. Sounds like he's doing some really good things with his career. I'm definitely going to go back and listen to more songs. If you guys in the comments watching the video, if you have any suggestions for Mike or other artists that maybe I haven't heard of, please drop those suggestions down in the comments. But that's basically it. That's my review. That's my reaction. As always, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Please like the video. Comment if you have suggestions of any other artists that you want me to cover, any other topics that you want me to cover. If you got something out of this video, if you enjoyed it, if you liked it, if it made you smile, if you feel like you have a friend that would also appreciate watching this video, please share the message. That's all that I ask. That is the best way to help grow this channel, is by word of mouth, just so more people come here and check out my content. Trying to get back into these Music Mondays. I do podcasts, I do vlogs, I've done poetry videos. I mean, I've just done a lot of stuff. I was doing Music Mondays pretty consistently, and then I kind of fell off. But if you guys really want this, these videos seem to be really popular, not only on YouTube, but also on my channel. So I'll get back into them as long as there is a demand for them and there's more music to cover. I guess kind of spinning off of that, for anybody that may be interested. So where I work at is a gym here in Iowa, in Norwalk specifically. It's an Anytime Fitness, and I'm a personal trainer. Actually, for the month of May, me and my coworkers decided that we're all going to create our own playlist of 25 songs, and that's basically going to be comprised of songs that we would listen to while we work out, so you can kind of like get into our headspace and see what amps us up for a workout. So after I get that created, I could tag it in one of these videos if you guys would like to just see some of the songs that I like to listen to while I work out. I'm going to do it on Spotify, even though I don't normally use Spotify to listen to music. I'm more of an Apple Music type of guy. But if that's something that you guys are interested in, we can start that. We can start sharing music with each other, and maybe we could just even make like a community playlist, and then viewers on the channel, they could also send in, you know, some songs that they listen to while they work out. So that's basically it. That's all I have to say. I love you guys. Thank you for the support. As always, have a great day. Today is the 23rd of April. It's Sunday. Getting very close to May. Right around the corner is summer. Hopefully good weather is upon us. Check this Mike guy out. g.o.d. The album is The Highs. Talk to you guys later. Love you guys. Bye-bye.